Well, before we move on, we gotta jump back to last week. We gotta wrap up a loose end from the drive-through. We did not have the Dynamite ratings for last Wednesday. We reviewed that program. Boy, howdy did we. But we didn't know how many people watched it. And my thought was if there was any justice in the world, this program would get the first ever rating of 7, as in 7 fucking people. Because this thing stunk, but the AEW fans know that going in. There is a high percentage of the AEW fan that knows and expects and is looking forward to having a big whiff of shit.
And there's a lot of people looking forward to seeing what's going on with MJF and Adam Cole, but this week's AEW Dynamite, August 2nd, Wednesday night on TBS, was watched on average by 894,000 viewers.
Okay, so again, they're in their sweet spot. They didn't do as good as Blood and Guts, but they didn't do as bad as they did the week before, I believe, Blood and Guts. It's 800 and something again.
That's right, and these numbers were compiled by WrestleNomics.
Thurston Howell III.
That's almost his name.
Quarter one. Financial wizard.
Quarter 1, 8 to 8:15 p.m. Chris Jericho and Takeshita.
Take a shit.
Versus Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara with picture-in-picture ads. 919,000 viewers.
Well, that ain't bad. And now if you are telling me that the overall was 894,000, they're going to have to go up from here, which is unusual to get, because I know they're going to go down somewhere. So where do we go from here?
We go to quarter 2, 8:15 to 8:30 p.m., the finish of the previous tag match, a video, an ad break, Jericho being confronted by Matt Menard backstage, Jack Perry being confronted by Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam, and Hikaru Shida's backstage promo, 903,000 viewers.
Well, that's pretty much normal fluctuation when you get to those numbers, 16,000, but I don't see how we're going to get to 894 unless something happens to bring these people into the tent.
Quarter 3, Trent Beretta versus Jon Moxley versus Penta El Zero Miedo with picture-in-picture ads.
Certainly to God it can't be this.
917,000 viewers.
Okay, they basically went back to where they were in quarter 1. Okay.
Quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m., the finish of the previous mentioned match, the post-match with Blackpool Combat Club, Best Friends, that's it, Blackpool Combat Club and the Best Friends, an ad break, RVD's backstage promo, and the beginning of MJF's promo, 945,000 viewers.
Okay, so that's 28,000, and one would have to think that I don't know if the ad break or the promo did it. I think they're tuning in for MJF.
Well, the big 9 o'clock hour, quarter 5, 9 to 9:15 p.m., the MJF and Adam Cole live promo, Roderick Strong's temper tantrum backstage. That was funny. The Kingdom confronting Roderick Strong or talking to him. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Satnam Singh versus Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks with picture-in-picture. 964,000 viewers, and also this segment was the high point for the key demo, 441,000 viewers.
And one would have to, and that's the high point for the show so far.
Yes,
and one would have to credit that with MJF and Adam Cole, or I guess they're the new Rocca and Perez.
They're doing it on every show. They pop the number on Collision.
They're doing it.
And they're doing it with the key demo, too. Segment 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. The last 4 minutes of Lethal, Jarrett, and Singh versus Omega and the Bucks.
Oh, boy.
The Kenny Omega and Adam Page live promo. And
that was a thriller.
And then Swerve Strickland and AR Fox breaking multiple laws and attacking Nick Wayne at his home. Plus an ad break. 863,000 viewers.
Wow!
Thank you, Elite.
The highly paid, recently re-signed Elite loses 101,000 viewers in 15 minutes.
Boy, there's something there. But quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m., Aussie Open versus El Hijo del Vikingo and Commander with picture-in-picture and an ad break. 835,000 viewers.
I was about to say, I didn't think they were going to come back in droves there. There goes another 28,000.
And finally, and I'll give you the overrun here too, quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m., Tony Storm versus Hikaru Shida with picture-in-picture and a title change. 807,000 viewers. And the 2-minute post-run, 852,000 viewers.
Yeah, but we're not given the extra 45,000 people for 2 minutes. We're not going to do that. Well, this one's interesting because they don't normally peak in the middle. They normally peak at the beginning. But in this case, they stayed fairly steady until MJF and Cole showed up. They popped in big for that, and then they ran off in droobs for the elite and continued migrating away for the rest of the programming afterwards. So they only ended up 112,000 down from where they started, but they ended up 157,000 down from where their peak was. Very interesting.
Another show where this Adam Cole MJF stuff gets the highest rating, gets the highest key demo. It hasn't just been on Wednesday. They did it on Saturday. What does this tell you? I mean, this is clearly the hottest thing in the company, by far. And it's selling merch, too.
It may be their bloodline. And MJF is flawless with everything in terms of just he can perform anything and in any emotions or whatever. Adam Cole has been a little... but with this, he's sunk his teeth into it. It's silly for me, a bit of the tone of being silly. I wish they'd have tried to make it a little bit more believable with the cinematic-like vignettes, but it's more fun to watch than most anything else on this fucking program.
Considering the business they are doing, and they continue to do, with what the network wants, which is the key demo, with the overall number, with merchandise, with crowd reactions, everything we could look at. If there was a plan to turn one of them on the other one, do you reconsider it? Or do you say that I could take how hot this is and make it hotter by having these guys continue to work with each other, just not as friends?
Without knowing what their plot is. And I mean, this could be the greatest build-up to the worst idea ever, or it could be a great build-up to a, wow, that was a great idea. But without knowing what that is, it's hard to say definitely, but I would at least have the thought of, they've already booked the match in Wembley, so it seems like they're going to have to do something. But I would have had the thought at this point, goddamn, if I can still do the same thing in 3 months, maybe I don't need to do it right now. Because once that unless again they've mastered an intricate bloodline-like scenario where they can pull the trigger on the next thing and still leave questions and still, people want to see what's going to happen next, or they've answered everything and that is what it is. I might try to stretch it out a little bit. But now if they book the match and what they're doing in the match brings this to a conclusion, then they can't do an hour Broadway and shake hands, so somebody's going to have to do something. Or is it a deal where fucking they have a great match and then Roddy's not happy with MJF, so he comes out and tries to fuck MJF, and Adam super kicks Roddy, and MJF schoolboys Adam because he didn't see that, and 1, 2, 3, and then they still shake hands. I don't fucking know. But
Kyle O'Reilly shows up wearing his Viv from the Young Ones outfit that he was wearing in NXT. That way he'll fit in with the British fans, and he does something to help or hurt someone.
Well, but then, I don't know.
Bobby Fish is outside selling autographs.
Bobby Fish can't get in the country, I don't think. But anyway, it's going to be interesting, and I think that's why everybody's interested. But I would, if I could think about it, I'd try to stretch this out a little bit longer. But they may be headed toward a drop-dead date.
Well, that was those were the ratings for AEW Dynamite, and of course we'll talk about Collision after we travel through time a little bit later on.
But I'm wondering, Brian, about the daggum ratings these days. I don't know how much stock to put in the ratings because, the TV companies and the TV networks and the streaming people, they're all trying to pull some old, hotsy-totsy on you there, trying to fucking do the old shell game.
Hotsy-totsy?
Well, they're trying to fuck us around is what they're doing. They're trying to confuse us. They're trying to withhold content. They're trying to make people jump through hoops to see things. Have you heard about this?
Those bastards. I have heard about this.
For example, did you know that you apparently cannot see Inception on Canadian Netflix or Pulp Fiction?
What? I didn't
Either
know that,
you can or you can't, one or the other. Either you can see it there nowhere else in the world, or you can't see it there. You can't see Jurassic World on Netflix in Hong Kong. You cannot watch Modern Family on Netflix in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
This is what I'm hearing from our friends at ExpressVPN.
Hey, you know what? There's a show Suzanne likes that she can never access from England. I think it's the Great British Sewing Bee.
Well, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, well, she doesn't have access to the channel because she's in America.
No, it's probably because the show sucks. But nevertheless, if there's a good show, you might not be able to watch it. But they might be shoving some other substandard show right down your gullet like AEW, and that artificially boosts up the ratings. You never know what these internet streamers and providers are going to do. That's why you got to protect yourself. And ExpressVPN, we've been talking about them for a long time now, not lately because of the issues, but they're back, and they are trying to eliminate the people in your walls. We've talked about this before. The internet service providers, every time they send somebody out to do service, 2 of them come in your house, only 1 leaves. That's because 1 stays behind and secretes himself in your walls. And not only is he got a walkie-talkie where he's reporting back to the home office in Lincoln, Nebraska of everything that you're doing on your computer, all the sites you're visiting and the various things you're looking up and how to dispose of your spouse's body, things like that. But also, they're the ones, Brian, the people inside your walls are the ones that are counting the viewers for the Nielsen people.
There are no people inside your walls, and it has nothing to do with Nielsen.
How do you think that the ratings people know exactly how many people are watching the program? How do you think that? How would they do that?
They trust the word of the people who catalog what they write.
No. They've got somebody inside the wall with his ear to the wall, and he's got a notepad, and when he hears the opening sound of it's Wednesday night, you know what that means, he writes it down.
Where does he sleep?
These people don't sleep. They live in walls.
Where does he eat?
Crazy?
What does he do? How much space do you have in the wall that you
he brings in
possible?
He brings in a very thin, very long lunchbox, and when he's finished with it, it's a hero sandwich that's in it. One of those big 2-3 foot long subs, and that's how he determines his shift. When he finishes that 3-foot sub, it's time to put another person in his place inside the wall, and they switch late at night.
How does that happen? How does he get out of the wall?
Well, he's got the equipment in there. These people are workmen.
Yeah, how does he get out? He uses the equipment to get out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, there's a secret fucking box of saws and drills.
Really?
And then things are hinged. And you never know it. But anyway, that's how the ratings people know what you're watching.
No, it's not.
Because the people inside your walls are listening to it and they're writing it down in their notebook and putting it back in their lunchbox with the 3-foot sub. So later on, under cover of darkness, they can switch out and report back to the home office. But ExpressVPN can change all that because they let you change your location online. And just as soon as you hit the button, you might be in Poughkeepsie. Suddenly, you look around, you're in Denver, Colorado. You can change
I don't know if that's exactly...
wait, I'm sorry. No, you can't change your location online. You can change your online location.
That's right.
That's what it is.
This isn't Total Recall or anything.
So, well, and it would probably do something to your fucking insides if you went from Poughkeepsie to Denver that quickly. But Netflix will think you're in Denver, or they'll think you're in Cambodia or Brussels, Belgium, or Bulgaria. They got a bunch of places that they can put you. ExpressVPN does.
That's not how it works. It's not a travel agency for...
Well, no, they got a bunch of places they can figuratively put you. They can put your computer there. And then it's going to be a long way away from you. I don't know how you're going to watch shit on your computer when it's in another country, but nevertheless, apparently this works. So what happens is when they've got you blocked, it's called, hold on. I'll tell you what it's called.
It's called, hold on.
It's geo-restricting. When they geo-restrict a TV show that you want to watch, that means you got to be in a certain part of the world to watch that. And let's say you can't afford the plane ticket over there to wherever the show is showing. Well, you just call ExpressVPN, and what you do is you open the app, you select a location, you tap one button to connect, and then refresh the page to access the geo-restricted show that you want to watch. Do you understand what I just said?
I don't think you understand what you just said. How am I supposed to understand what you just said?
Well, okay, you open an app. Now, I don't know how to do that, but you know about the apps, right?
Yeah, I know about apps.
Okay, well, and you select a location that you want the rest of the world to think you're in. And only you and ExpressVPN's going to be in on this.
I got to get Suzanne hooked up with this. She can watch that British Sewing Bee show.
Yeah, and then you tap a button to connect, and then you refresh your page. I guess spray it with some fucking air freshener.
No. It's a
freshen
button.
It up.
No, it's actually on the computer. You refresh it, and it refreshes your page. I don't know how else to summarize
it. Well, it smells like pretty flowers.
No, there's no smell. There's no smell.
There's no smell. How is it going to be fresh then? You want things to smell fresh. And then you could access that geo-restricted program that you wanted to watch just from doing that. And you can stream in HD with zero buffering. There will be no buffers, no buffets, none of that. And it's compatible with all your devices, the phones, the laptops, the media consoles, the smart TVs, the Diddlator Mach 3. It's compatible with everything, and it encrypts your data so you can browse the web securely without anybody knowing it's you. You will be under a presumed name, and you will have a mask draped over the picture of your face, and you will be given a fictitious location.
This is not how it works, ladies and gentlemen.
And then all you got to do is cut fucking words out of a magazine and paste them together on the page, and when you send that letter, they're going to send you some fucking money, and nobody will know where it came from.
Yeah, certainly no one will know, because none of this is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, ExpressVPN is your way to access these shows. You want to get access to the WWE Network overseas? ExpressVPN is your way of doing it. They are respectable. They know what they're doing. There are no people inside your walls. None of these other things that have been talked about will happen, other than the wonderful service from ExpressVPN. I can't even talk. ExpressVPN!
You know, I mean, I don't have to watch the cock anymore. I can watch the network again.
Yeah, because
you
need someone to help you get this set up. Maybe
I got to check into this. You know, they say watching Netflix without using ExpressVPN is like paying for a gym membership, but only being able to use the treadmill. And you know what happens when you use a treadmill, folks? You get nowhere. So ExpressVPN has almost 100 different server locations. So you can gain access to thousands of new shows, and you can be located in all these places. I mean, you can travel in your mind, from Palm Beach to the Pacific Northwest to
What are you talking
Tahiti.
About? No, there's no traveling involved.
Well, in your mind, you can.
No, not in your mind. It has nothing to do with this. I mean, of course, if you want to, you could just dream that you're on the moon or whatever, but with ExpressVPN...
you can say, today, ExpressVPN, I'm going to be in Tahiti.
That's not how it works, no.
Well, they'll send you there whether you like it or not.
They're not sending you anywhere. ExpressVPN works with you in your home. You do everything the way you would normally do it, except you access ExpressVPN, and they hook you up. And that's it. There's no Tahiti involved.
All right. Well, But there's something crooked going on around here on somebody's part. I'm going to figure it out. But in the meantime,
not ExpressVPN's part, for the record.
But there's some other side. Why are they blocking these shows? What don't they want you to know?
Well,
who are they?
It could be a rights issue.
What are they? Let me clarify this.
Oh, my God.
Be smart, folks. Stop paying full price for streaming services and only getting access to a fraction of their content and being lied to at the same time. Start lying to them. Don't tell them where you're at. Get your money's worth at expressvpn.com/JCE. And when you use my link, expressvpn.com/JCE, you get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN absolutely free. Who knows where they'll put you in the world? Over a course of 3 months, you could be from Maine to Spain on a choo-choo train.
You'll be at home.
You'll be in a home.
Or no, you'll be at your home, not in a home. You'll be at home.
They might put you in someone else's home and let them take the heat for the questionable internet searches that you make.
No. Let's not go there.
Think about this. They could put you in your neighbor's house, and then the neighbors would be the one blamed by everybody supervising and snooping when they searched for the remake of Dumbo Does It Donkey Style on the internet.
Again, I don't think this is how ExpressVPN works. It's a very simple, wonderful way to access shows that you wouldn't normally have access to, or websites that you wouldn't have access to here in the States. ExpressVPN, very nice people. And we're so happy to have them back with us. And everything Jim's...
You got no finish for that bit.
Well, it's your show. It's your show.
ExpressVPN.com/JCE is where you can get 3 months of whatever's going on here for free. And nobody will be any the wiser.
Except you.
Except you.
ExpressVPN.
Because you'll be in on it.
That's right.
Get the people out of your walls.
ExpressVPN.